Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. You are now part of the LSBDC CARES Act Funded Consultants and Other Resources webinar. My name is Kayla Gentry. I am the Manufacturing Outreach Manager at MEPAL. Today's topic, like I said, is LSBDC CARES Act Funded Consultants and Other Resources, with presentations by Heidi Malasso and Lauren Titus, who you should see on your screen. This is the third webinar in 2021, included in a series of webinars that we're focusing on for COVID-19. Be on the lookout for upcoming webinars from us each month. So as a participant, you will be in listen-only mode today. You do have access to our questions box, so please put your questions there and we will be answering those at the end of the webinar. This is also a recorded event, and we will be putting this on our YouTube channel for you to view or to access at any time. So I'm going to wait just a minute. We've got people signing on here. And honestly, I just had a couple more people jump on. So let me go ahead and get started. For those of you just joining us, like I said, my name is Kayla Gentry. I'm with the Manufacturing Extension Partnership of Louisiana, which is a mouthful, so we like to say MEPAL over here. I don't know how many of you are familiar with our organization, so I'd like to kind of just take a second to walk you through that. The Manufacturing Extension Partnership is part of a national network under the National Institute of Standards and Technology that works with U.S. manufacturers to create and retain jobs, increase profits, save time and money, develop new customers, and expand into new markets. So as you can see by the map on your screen, we are a national network, and there is an MEP in every state, including Puerto Rico. MEPAL is also part of the Louisiana Community and Technical College System, or LCTCS. As such, we're better able to cover the state of Louisiana as a whole, with project managers located in community colleges across the state. The community colleges offer services to manufacturers which help to meet advanced needs of the manufacturing industry and produce a highly skilled and reliable workforce. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about our presenters today. The webinar will be presented by Heidi Malasso and Lauren Titus of LSBDC at UL Lafayette. Heidi Malasso, as the director of the LSBDC at UL, she began working for the network in 2005 as a senior business consultant until she took over as director in 2014. She's responsible for consulting with clients in the areas of strategic planning, business development, financial evaluation, and marketing. She was named the 2008 Louisiana State Star for Association of Small Business Development Centers and a team member of the Small Business Development Center Service and Excellence and Innovation Center Award presented by SBA in 2009. Heidi earned her MBA degree in 2000 from UL. Lauren Titus is a business consultant at LSBDC and has been with the network since 2015. With a background in banking and marketing, she specializes in business startups, access to capital, and marketing plans. Lauren earned her MBA degree in 2020, also from UL. So I'll go ahead and pass it over to our presenters, who are going to walk you through SBDC CARES Act funds and other resources. And let me go ahead and share my screen with you, Lauren.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, looks good.
Good.
Good to go.
Good morning, everyone. As Kayla said, I'm Lauren. I'll be opening up today's presentation. Today, we're going to do a brief discussion about LSBDC and what we do. We're going to go through the CARES Act consultants that are available to you as small business owners, and then we're going to go over state and federal resources that you can also take advantage of. So, a little bit about the LSBDC. So, we are the Louisiana Small Business Development Center. We are a government program. I am partially funded by SBA, so Small Business Administration, Louisiana Economic Development, LED, and here we're hosted at UL Lafayette. We are part of a very large network all across the US. Here in Louisiana, we have 7 centers with 2 satellite offices. And for our center, we cover the Acadiana region specifically. I know some of you are coming in from across the state because we are doing this via webinar, via Zoom. As you can see on this slide right here, we cover the Lafayette, St. Mary, Vermilion, Iberia, St. Martin, St. Landry, Acadia, and Evangeline parishes. And we're going to get started here with the CARES Act consultants to introduce you to what this is. So
thank you. Okay, I'll take it over from here, Lauren. Just tell everybody, just because this is what's in the title, the CARES Act consultants, I thought it would be great for us to go over what does that mean. And everybody keeps hearing what is CARES Act. And as Lauren said, we're really good about acronyms, but this was that law that was passed due to COVID. And it stands for Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. And if any of you partook in the PPP program or the EIDL loan, this is where the funding came from. And with that said, these funds were also made available to SBA. And of course, SBA made them available to the SBDCs across the nation. So Louisiana, in part, was awarded $2.6 million of these funds. And the way we decided to use the funds was to carry on special skill sets that business owners could benefit from. So these funds have been invested in specialized consultants that are business owners. They exist in our communities, they're around the state, and they're able to help our small business owners recover from the effects of COVID-19. And I can attest that I've seen some of the work that the consultants are doing, and it's amazing that our business owners are able to take advantage of some of the areas of specialty that you see here without having to take the money out of your own pocket. So some of the areas that we have available is accounting. If any of y'all are familiar with Ed Dolphin, who is a friend of the MEP program, he has been doing a phenomenal job in really helping our business owners do a deep dive in their books, really get back to where they need to be pre-COVID. But some of the other areas are website development, social media, e-commerce, cybersecurity. We're also hiring a group of restaurant operations specialists as well as a CPA. So some of the funds are based at a state level, and some of the funds are based at individual centers. And so in our situation from Acadiana, we've decided to invest our funds in the restaurant operation. So if anybody's even from a bakery standpoint, those that do consider themselves manufacturers in the food industry, they would be privy to these services. And so what we try to do is to provide X amount of hours to a business owner so that they can benefit from these operations. Anything you want to add to that, Lauren?
No, because I think with our next slide, it's going to kind of shed light on how people can take advantage of this opportunity. So you may be wondering how this works. So you have access to these consultants that will sit down with you one-on-one to help you with your business, specifically in those areas. But here, I'm going to bring us back to LSBDC and what we do on a daily basis. So with a center, we're a general business resource. So we help businesses all across the maturity of their business, from startup through expansion. And so we're using CARES Act specialists. We are kind of integrating that with our own services. On a day-to-day basis, we meet one-on-one with our business owners to help them in these different areas that you see on this slide. So evaluating business ideas, market strategies, doing market research. But also when you guys come in, or if you're calling us and you said, hey, I saw the presentation, I am really interested and need help in accounting from one of your CARES Act specialists, you're going to be able to come in, meet with us. We're going to get a very good idea of what's happening in your business and refer you out to that CARES Act consultant. Is this right, Heidi?
That's correct. And in our area, either it's going to be a one-on-one or it's going to be virtual.
Yes. Yes. So those of you who may not be local and may not want to come in person to person, we definitely still operate via Zoom or by phone. So if you're willing or ready to kind of sit down and kind of work with us or have more specialized services, you reach out to us and we're able to help you. I mentioned earlier we have 7 centers throughout throughout Louisiana. So wherever you are in Louisiana, you're covered by an SBDC. They're there to help you. And you can also reach out to them for access to the consultants as well.
So actually, can you go back on that slide? Because I think what's great to know is that, you know, on the developing the loan proposals, the industry research, and then like that actionable business plan, those are our core services. These are the things that we do every day with our businesses, whether they're starting, whether they're expanding, and really in time of COVID right now, there's a lot of pivoting going on from our business owners. And so it may be that they're going back to their business plan, trying to diversify, and we're bringing in industry and market research to help you develop that actionable business plan to take it to another level or to just really recover from what you've gone through in the last year. So I just wanted to add that in there.
Yes, definitely. So when we're sitting down and working one-on-one with business owners, we also look at business development, creating strategic plans, growth strategies, and helping them understand maybe moving into government contracting and procurement opportunities. And so Heidi, this is one of your focuses is helping a business owner develop business strategies, but also we can pull in the CARES Act consultants as well through this process. Is this correct?
That's exactly right, because there's been times that people have come for a strategic plan or just really talk about the growth of where they want to go. But there's been some actionable, or I should say corrective actions that need to be done, whether it's from an accounting standpoint or, you know, maybe their books are just not where they need to be and we need to bring in that extra specialty. What's great about it is we can send that particular client to a specialist, get that workout done, whether it's from that standpoint or if it's a marketing side. Let's look on your marketing side if that's what you need to do. And then from there, you're much better aligned to go forward with that growth strategy that you're looking for. A lot of our business owners received a lot of funding last year, whether it was from the Paycheck Protection Program or even the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And in some cases, it wasn't enough, or they're needed to take another loan to move forward. So it could be at this point that the growth strategy is going to be that we're going to borrow money to go into another direction. And I have seen cases where business owners have been able to do that, or, you know, I've got these funds that are available, and perhaps the idle fund will be able to support me from a working capital standpoint as I move forward with other strategies and growth plans. And of course, on that government contracting and procurement opportunities, that's a business development opportunity. That's not necessarily something a new company would meander into, but those that are looking for growth strategies, contracting and procurement opportunities may be a direction that somebody would take.
Definitely. And as an LSBDC, we work well with understanding local resources and other small programs that most business owners may not know about. So especially when we're discussing government contracting and procurement opportunities, we would refer you to another local program called PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. So even if you're working on your growth strategy and you're not quite sure where you want to take it, we're going to be able to share all those things with you in the consulting, just to let you know, again, other resources that are available that you can take advantage of. So one thing that the LSBDC does a lot of, and you have access to, is market information and research. So I know you guys are short on time, but when we're planning on our business, we're planning our business out, we're looking to the future, especially now since we're recovering from the COVID restrictions. We need to take a look at market research. We have access to this for you. Our network invests in market research. That way we can share it with you, and you can use this information for a stronger business plan. So the research that we have, you can look at business feasibility, especially as you're expanding into new and different areas. Examine your industry and customer trends, because we all know that customer trends have changed a lot. Even as we were doing this presentation last year, Heidi can attest to this, we didn't do a lot of Zoom presentations at all, or webinars. We did them all in person. So we've all had to adjust. And now we need you to understand the customer trends, that way you can take advantage of them and regain sales if you've seen a drop from the past year. We're also going to
we can kind of convey, I'm just going to interject that,
yes.
I mean, where would we have been without the Zoom or the virtual situation? I think it's allowed a lot of business owners to open up opportunities in markets they never would have thought of, and let alone, I would have never done this a year ago, got onto a Zoom platform to deliver a training. It was always in person.
Definitely. So another area that you may be needing help in or need resources for is business finances. This is a core service of the LSBDC. We are looking at creating sustainable business models, looking at projecting out cash flow and capital requirements. We do forecasting. We help you identify sources of funding. So in addition to PPP and the EIDL loan or the EIDL loan, you may be looking to expand your business. We do have a lot of businesses that need help with creating their loan package for just a normal commercial loan, and this is something that we do focus on. And also too, if you're creating that strategic plan for your business, if you're trying to make changes, again, diversify, which is the name of the game, we can create those financial projections and statements to kind of, again, project out, see if it's feasible before you invest a ton of money into that new area, to see if it's worth your time. And Heidi, I know that you work very closely with businesses through this process and identifying additional sources of revenue. So it doesn't have to be a standard commercial loan, correct? When we're working with small business owners, you identify alternate sources of funding as well.
And I would say that's probably one of our sweet spots, is the idea that we're taking all of the loan programs that are available. I guess I can attest for the number of years that I've been here that I know the programs. I'm going to find a way to make it work, whether we have to take an SBA loan guarantee and maybe use some economic development fund that might be out there. It's important for you to know exactly what your tax dollars pay for, what is available to you as a business owner, and that is our job, is to make that known to you. I love to talk about a case study of a client that we worked with last year, in particular a manufacturer that, you know, they walked into a bank and they just were not connecting with the banker. And fast forward, they were able to come to us. We were able to help them get that bank ready, be prepared to use the programs, and it made all the difference. It was the difference of the deal happening or not. And proudly, it's great to see that they were able to soar through that funding process. They were able to secure the funds they needed, and of course, and hence they created 10 jobs. And so that's probably where the SBDC is most valuable, is identifying those sources of funding, using them appropriately, and actually helping you develop the pro forma that is going to work for a bank. I often will tell our clients, we do projections for a banker. Of course, you may want to see yourself have these different expenses within your pro forma, but I try to help you develop them so that you can secure the funding. What happens after the loan is another conversation, but that is the sweet spot. That's working with, whether it's working with Lauren or myself, we're going to help you identify that and make it so that you can secure those funds.
So for most business owners, there are a few trouble areas, and one of them happens to be marketing, which is funny because I love marketing. So for those of you who may be seeing a dip in sales, or may have noticed that the customer trends are taking off in a different direction, and you're not quite sure how to reevaluate your marketing that you're doing, this is a time for you to take advantage of strategic marketing. And as you guys saw, we have CARES Act consultants that are specifically focused on e-commerce and social media and website design. And so as you're reevaluating your current marketing, just to see where you are, where you want to go, definitely take advantage of their specialty, please. So When we're working on strategic marketing, we do go over sales and marketing strategies. So we help you understand the different strategies that are out there, how they may apply to you and your customers, especially most of our services are based on that one-to-one interaction. That way we can really focus on who your actual customers are rather than being very broad.
And I think too, this is where the research might come in, Lauren, where you could use the research to determine that marketing strategy, and not to mention that we are going to have a strategist come on board. So instead of just the mechanics of doing the marketing, I think it'll be great to step back, do that strategy, and be able to incorporate what's going to work for your company. What goes back to the research and then forward on the strategy.
Definitely. We've had quite a bit of clients that come through for a marketing plan. It's common for us to work on this one-on-one with clients. Like Heidi was saying, like the value and just creating a plan is using the research, applying it to your business where it is right now, seeing where you want it to go, and then pulling in that specialist to come and work with you and really fully developing that plan. We also identify digital marketing resources. Canva is one that we're using right now for this presentation, and it's amazing, and it helps you with creating not only presentations, but also maybe your Facebook images. You could use it for your newsletters. And so if you are creating your own marketing resources, guys, I'm tripping over my words today. If you're creating your own marketing materials, there are small free resources like that we can share with you. So on top of doing one-on-one consultations, you may see the LSBDC and the CARES Act consultants giving workshops throughout the state. Most of these are available to you via Zoom. So these are the different areas that you're going to see most common: business plan essentials, marketing 101, starting and financing your business, small business 101. These are the common workshops that you're going to see throughout our state, but our CARES Act consultants are giving presentations for businesses that are about a little bit higher level. They're not going to create presentations that are for startups. They're looking for those who have been in existence, who are recovering from the COVID and COVID restrictions. And so you're going to see more specific trainings given throughout the state. So please take advantage of that. If that's better for you to sit through a training versus a one-on-one, those are available to you. Is there anything else you wanted to add here, Heidi, about the business training that we offer through the workshops?
Yeah, and I think some of them have gone deep dive into QuickBooks, and they've also have had e-commerce platforms and where they're discussing that in depth. Cybersecurity, which has become a very big topic for our small business owners as well as personal situations. I've enjoyed those presentations because I benefit from them personally, but we all know as business owners, it's our responsibility to understand cybersecurity. And so partaking in that from a workshop standpoint, and then you also have that opportunity to do the one-on-one. So I think maybe the workshop would be something to attend just to get an idea of what the consultant can do for you. And then afterwards, you're open to having a consulting process with them.
Definitely. So we're going to move from the CARES Act consultants and how it's kind of woven into what the LSBDC does on a daily basis. And we're going to move into resources that you may not have known of from the state perspective. Mainly those we're focusing on those offered through Louisiana Economic Development, LED. So Heidi, do you want to take on the SEBD program?
Yeah, I'll do that. And maybe some of our business owners are aware of these programs, but of course, our state economic development has programs for, starting out, expanding, and even taking it to that next level. And so some of y'all may have partake in the SEBD program, which is that small and emerging business development program. That is a program that still has matching funds for projects. We offer in-depth training, and of course, it does fund a peer-to-peer roundtable as well as a CEO roundtable. Hudson Initiative, that is definitely a program for small business owners that sell to the government. And so this is an opportunity to sell under $30,000 without allowing contract officers to have to go out for bid. They recently amended the law. I think it was about $15,000 at the time, but this is maybe not a huge opportunity for those that require larger contracts, but those that might sell a service, a catering opportunity, or something of that magnitude, that a contract officer would only have to go to the list to find those that are qualified, and they can use that list to make purchasing decisions. Anything you wanted to add on that one, Lauren? Or?
No, I think I'm going to share some stories about the SCBD program after.
Okay, and so System for Integrated Growth. So this has been renamed for the previous Economic Gardening Program that many of our business owners have been able to enjoy, which is really providing intensive market research for our business owners. And this is a program that has been very much in demand in the last year, because a lot of our business owners have been able to take advantage of this program in order to pivot. They've used this, particularly our oil and gas companies have been able to enroll in this program. And typically this is for our business owners that have at least 5 jobs, full-time jobs, and gross at least $600,000 in sales. And what it's allowing you to do is to grow outside your typical NEX code, and also take it out of the state of Louisiana. So by going through this, it's probably the equation of 36 hours of intensive research that allows you to end up with live sales leads after you have completed the program. And then lastly, before I let Lauren take it back, is LED loan program is another state resource that we use in developing a loan package. They do have their own guarantee program that is very similar to the SBA 7A loan. It has different restrictions and requirements, but for the most part, it may be that we're using an SBA loan guarantee program to fund a building, and then we may use the loan guarantee program to fund equipment. So that is a great example of how we'll take the various programs and we use them for your advantage so that you can get funded. And then lastly, the Veterans Program is another contracting program that is available to veterans, and it adds a few additional points to a contracting or an RFP that you may be submitting. It just gives you a little bit more of advantage than those that are not veterans.
Definitely. And I just wanted to point out, Heidi had mentioned earlier when explaining the Small and Emerging Business Development Program, she touched on the peer-to-peer roundtable, which is we're currently looking for business owners who want to partake in this specific program. Our last table has just ended. So the peer-to-peer roundtable gathers up about 20 business owners to come together once a month for 10 months. And they sit down and they discuss the issues within their business, and they're able to fix them or move forward in their business with peer feedback. So our business owners come together. If there is an issue, they will unpack it with the group, and the group looks back on their history, what they've done in their business, and they share that. That way that business owner can move forward and come up with a different view of the issues. Most of the feedback that we've gotten from this table has been they've appreciated having a space for them to come and share their issues, because then they realize that everyone has the same issues, that it's not as bad as they thought it was, because entrepreneurship can be very lonely for a lot of my business owners, because you can't discuss those problems with your employees. So this program is just starting up. Our new table will start in August. If you're interested in it or just want more information, reach out to us. But that was something I wanted to touch back on, and it is offered through the SCBD program. So that's one other thing that you can take advantage of if you'd like. Anything else to add to the state resources, Heidi?
I think too, if you do fall into the revenue level of 600,000 and above, then we will make the appropriate referral to the CEO roundtable. And yes. So that's what's wonderful, is they allow peers to have the same opportunity as our CEOs. And so Therefore, what we'll do is we'll refer you to the right table so that you can take advantage of that peer learning.
All right, guys, and now we have federal programs, and these are specifically those offered through SBA. So Heidi, do you want to go over the loan guarantee programs?
Yeah, I'll just touch on it because I think it speaks to the loan packaging and how we use the federal and state programs and the local microloans to create a loan package. So, of course, what I like to say about the 7A loan program is if somebody can walk into a bank and secure funding, there's no need for an SBA loan guarantee. The SBA loan guarantee programs are designed to open up capital to our business owners. And so typically when a business owner or a prospective business owner approaches a bank to borrow funds, the 7A in particular is a program that is designed to tell a banker, loan the money, and we will pay you back if anything happens or if the business owner happens to default on the loan. This is designed to open up more capital in our market and to give a tool to our bankers to feel more comfortable with you applying for this particular loan. Startups we know, or even those that are going into risky lines of business, this is a way for a banker to mitigate any type of risk that is inherent to their bank, especially for our startups or those that are going after capital and they don't have the collateral to back it up. There's times where there's never a point where they're requiring dollar for dollar collateral on a program, and that's really where most business owners have difficulty, especially if they don't have the cash flow to back up the loan, is the banker is looking to get that loan guarantee. And so another great program that I've had a lot of success with is using the 504 loan. Many of our second stage business owners, they're maybe at a point where they're building a building and they're investing in something that's a long-term asset. And the 504 loan is pro business owner in the case that it allows you to borrow money with 10% down payment. And there's an equation that comes with it in using the 504 loan. But the gist of it is that it's typically a 25-year fixed rate. And I could say the rates right now probably are in the 2 to 3% range. And so more than likely, the fees that are associated with this particular loan are outweighed by the low interest rate and the fact that you can finance a loan at 25 years fixed at such a low interest rate. And so this is a tool that I have used. This program is something that has worked well for some of our business owners that are looking for that financing that is long-term, because I'm always going to advocate for long amortization for our business owners. And that's a hard concept to teach because, of course, as very traditional and prudent people that we are, we want to pay off our debt as soon as possible. Well, this is a loan that allows us to draw out that amortization so you've got more money for cash flow. And you want me to go into the contracting programs?
You definitely can.
I'll keep rolling. Okay, and so another area that we do introduce our business owners to are the government contracting programs. And so these particular programs are opportunities for those that qualify. The 8A Business Development Program is a 9-year mentoring program specifically designed for minorities and woman-owned or those that are economically disadvantaged. It's an opportunity for business owners to enroll. They receive education, and they do also receive the education in the areas of, hey, we're going to help you diversify into government contracting, and this is how you're going to do it. And so I've had many business owners that have participated in this program. Sometimes it's brought a little bit of contract opportunities, but hey, a $50,000 contract is more revenue than you expected. And then I've had also business owners, particularly in the construction field or something that's more in heavy equipment area, have been able to secure very large contracts using this business development program. Another program that I've had many women-owned small business participate in, particularly this program. This is a program for women-owned businesses that are entering fields or do business in traditionally male-dominated fields. And so there's typically going to be identified by your NEXT code. So if your NEXT code is qualified, then you can certify in this particular program and partake in government contracting as well. And then the last program that many of our rules, small business development, have been able to partake in is the Hub Zone program, which stands for Historically Underutilized Business District. And so based on a mapping tool, you can determine if your business would be eligible to be certified in this program. My advice to many of our business owners is, hey, these are tools. It's not necessary that someone will land a government contract because they're certified in the program, but it is an opportunity to get to know contracting officers. You're introduced to them, and in some cases, because of you being certified in these programs, this may be a revenue diversification for many of our business owners. So there's a lot more detailed. I can tell you the 8A and the Hub Zone in particular have a lot of rules that go with it. And these are deep dive one-on-one consulting programs that Lauren and I both go into detail in our office. And we use this as a revenue builder for our business owners or a diversification in a business plan.
Definitely. A lot of what we covered today has been just a quick snapshot to give everyone an understanding of some of the resources that are available out there. We wanted to fill up this time to be sure that you guys had that snapshot from understanding that there are CARES Act consultants that are specialized and that can help you in the different areas of your business, to services that we offer consistently throughout the year in the different areas of business, as well as the state and federal programs. So that is what we have for our presentation today. I want to refer to Kayla. Do we have any questions? Does anyone have any questions on any specific program or in general, or just a statement of what they need help with?
So I don't see any questions in the question box yet, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. I'd like to hear about a case study that you guys had using one of your consultants with the CARES Act funds, and what that possibly did for one of your clients with something they might have been experiencing as a result of the pandemic.
I can give you two right off the top. In particular, I've had a business owner that is in, they do an industrial line of work and they've struggled with their accounting, mainly because the corrective action, if you sit down with a CPA or a CFO type of person, it's a hefty price tag to sit down and do corrective actions, or to even just do a deep dive on trend analysis. And that has opened up opportunities for this particular business owner. I would probably say they've spent 20 or 25 hours already reworking their books and understanding how to use their accounting system as a managerial tool instead of as a checkbook register. Many of our business owners, they write checks out of it. They're paying the bills, but they just don't understand how to use their system from a managerial standpoint. And I would say probably more than anything is to be able to take your time to sit with it without that clock running. If I'm paying someone $150 an hour or whatever the rate is, that would be discerning to me, and I probably would be very limiting on what I can learn from that particular person. So that is one great opportunity. In fact, I had another client that was looking to expand into another location, and immediately they were going to a bank to get a loan. And what was great about it was we had to put the brakes on, and we realized they were in no way, shape, or form were they ready, nor could they financially support another location. And what I love about that is they were able to do a deep dive with one of the consultants to really get to where they needed to be, to be able to put a capital expense schedule together. How are you going to pay for this other location that you're wanting to open? And you know what? Prior to that, they probably would have went straight to the bank and they probably would have put their business in jeopardy. What's nice about this was they were able to learn from this opportunity, and they were able to become stronger, and they realized they weren't ready, and they made the decision not to move forward with that additional location.
That's awesome. And I mean, just to be able to get that one-on-one time for someone with the expertise to sit with you and go over your, exact situation, I think is so valuable. I do have another question here. How much can a business expect to get funded for a project? How much did CARES Act cover?
I wouldn't say there's a limit at this time. We do have funding, substantial funding. Typically what we do is we'll do an assessment with the business owner just to see where they are and make a referral to that particular CARES Act consultant. We have never had a limitation, but for the most part, they can feel free. It's not set up where it has to be approved ahead of time. There's no financial transactions that take place. It's
So
a matter of they just make an appointment.
Okay. That was another question that came through. So the assessment itself is free as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So those are the two I have right now. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to put them in our question box so that, Heidi and Lauren can answer them for you. I do want to let the audience know that after the webinar, you will receive a survey from us. It helps us to really tailor our content and figure out what you are in need of or what you might want more information on. So please let us know. I have another question here. How can we schedule some time with Heidi or Lauren?
I'll let you take it, Lauren.
Yes, actually, you can give us a call. We have this slideshow, which we're going to share with Kayla, and she can definitely share it with everyone else. We have our contact information, but really it's just a phone call. Phone call, email, you can reach out to us through our website as well. And we will set that appointment up, which at a time that works for you. And that's it. That's it.
Fantastic. And also feel free to reach out to us here at MEP as well. My email address is kayla.gentry@mepol.org. You can always, shoot me an email or get in touch with us through our website as well, mepol.org. And we would be happy to, refer you guys to the SBDC. But I do have a couple more questions coming through here. Does CARES Act cover 100% of an accounting project? So it's 100%. Okay.
Yes. Right now we have a CFO consultant who is a expert also in QuickBooks, but I am bringing on a CPA that will be available as well. So what I love about that is the accounting side and then the CFO side. And so I want the business owners to be able to benefit from both of those disciplines, because I think both of them are different. And I don't want to use, our finance person to do QuickBooks as much. So what I love is that fact that I've got the CPA to where I'd love to say, hey, I'd love to give you 10 to 12 hours. That's, available for your business. And that's the beauty of the CARES Act. That's what it was designed for, and that's what a business owner should benefit from. Is all of our business owners are suffering. They've been through a lot and what they've had to endure. And, at least I love to see that the funds are being used directly to help the business owner in this case. Absolutely.
I have another question here actually for MEPOL. What is the next step for MEPOL clients to get a meeting with you? So as I said, please reach out to any of us. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to our project managers in your area. Please don't hesitate to contact us. We can definitely refer you over to Lauren, to Heidi, to anyone over at the SBDC, and I know they would be very willing to help you. So again, that goes out to our clients as well. If you guys already have meetings set up with us, please ask us about the SBDC, and we would be very happy to go ahead and refer you to these folks. And, we know that they'll do a great job helping you. So I think that is all I have for now. I'm glad you have your contact information there on the screen, just so that everybody, you know, has that information. I know it seems like everyone is, you know, very interested to hear. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Lauren and Heidi, for all of the great information. And like I said, if you guys have any questions for us, please reach out, and we will definitely, you know, get you in touch with who you need to be in touch with, and be on the lookout for our upcoming webinars. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for having us.